Good afternoon, everyone. Please, can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me clearly?
Hello, I can hear you, ma.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. You're all welcome to Bincom Dev Center ICT Career Talk. And I think we can just introduce ourselves in the chat. So I'll be introducing Bincom Dev Center, and then we'll proceed to what we have for today. All right. So ICT Career Talk is brought to you by Bincom Dev Center, and we are a multi-location talent development and solutions platform. Our focus is on building tech talent, enhancing tech talent, and also building tech startups. We have our locations first virtually near you. We have our locations, physical locations in Lagos State, Oyo State, Kano State, Kaduna State, Ogun State, Delta State, and the United Kingdom. We still have plans to expand to as many locations as possible. Okay, so some of our services includes Bincom Academy, we have Bincom Tech Internship, we have Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, we have the Bincom Global Tech Program, and then for enhancing tech talent, we have services like Bincom Tech Network, we have the Light Space, we have the Emigrate Tech Visa, we have Bincom Mentoring Platform, we have our Bincom Tech Career Coaching, and for startups, we have our Labs by Bincom. So our Bincom Academy utilizes a Montessori approach in training participants in basic skill that is needed for the modern technology ecosystem. So if you're here and you're looking to equip yourself with some tech skills, then our Bincom Academy is your go-to. Our internship is designed to enable people at intermediate skill gain mastery and expertise over a period of time. An apprenticeship is more of an industrial attachment at various skill level where you can gain experience and also learn on the job. Our tech network, which includes community events and projects, is aimed at giving back to the community and also building the tech ecosystem. Our focus is on informing and exposing the youth to the current technology trends and how they can prepare for the future in technology. We also have a light space. If you're here and you're looking for spaces to work from, spaces that are created for events like seminars, conferences, get together, then you can do well to make use of any of our light space in any of the location close to you. We have our Global Tech Program, which is your solution to launching your tech career globally. This program is focused on three pillars, which is learning skills, gaining experience, gaining exposure. So if you're here and you're looking for a well-packed program that streamlines or is more suitable for you to start your tech career and also, get a job or get experience, then the Global Tech Program is for you. If you're looking to build a globally attractive tech profile or a tech-enabled business, or you're looking for a solution which would more like a pathway for you to relocate to other countries like the UK, USA, Canada, France, then our Emigrate Tech Visa is the right service for you. If you're here and you're a mentee and you're looking up to mentors or you need mentors, or you're a mentor and you need people to actually, coach and guide, then our mentoring platform is your solution. So if you're here and you're just watch out for the links that will be dropped in the chat for all of these services. And then we have our labs by Bincom. If you have an idea and you need an incubator or an accelerator, then our 3 to 6 month pre-incubator program is what you need. It helps brings participants to build a digital technology product which will be used by real life users. And our career coaching helps individuals to learn their next role faster. It offers them a combination of coaching and relevant on the job experience, career referencing, introduction to tech recruiters, hands holding through application and interview process, and much more. So please do well to reach out to us or check the links in the chat for any of the services that is of your interest. So once again, you're all welcome to the ICT Career Talk, and my name is Joy Kanu. I'll be your host for this edition of Bincom ICT Career Talk. Okay, so before we proceed to calling our speakers for this edition, I think we just have one of our speakers here. Okay. All right. So the topic for this edition is AI in the modern tech workspace. What are the opportunities and what are the challenges? All right. So today we are going to be exploring one of the most transformative forces that is shaping our professional lives, which is artificial intelligence. So it doesn't matter if you're joining us as a tech expert or an intermediate techie, or you're just a tech enthusiast, or you're a business leader, or someone who is simply just curious about the future of technology. We all know that the role of AI in our modern workspace is something that we all have a stake in. And over time, artificial intelligence has evolved from being just a futuristic concept to a practical tool that is reshaping this industry and also redefining how we work, from automating repetitive tasks, that's things that you do daily, you could simply do them with AI without having to do so much, to also enabling data-driven decision. AI is driving efficiency, AI is driving innovation, AI is also creating room for new opportunities for a lot of people. But alongside these opportunities, there are some challenges, some of those concerns about job displacement, ethical consideration, data privacy, and the skill gap that organization needs to address to fully leverage on AI potential. So today we are going to be diving into this topic, AI in the modern tech workspace, the opportunities and the challenges. Our speakers are going to let us know how AI is redefining the workflow and enabling smarter collaboration. Our speaker is also going to be telling us about the industries and roles where AI is making the biggest impact, and the hurdles that we need to overcome to integrate AI responsibly and effectively. So this discussion isn't just going to be about technology. It is about people, it is about adaptability, it is about preparing us for the future. So do well to sit tight, get your notes, and take notes of questions. So if you have any question, please jot them down or drop them in the chat. At the end of the both speakers, going through or telling us what they have to say about this particular topic, we are going to take the questions. So please don't go, stay with us. And this event promises to be exciting, it promises to be informative. So please don't go anywhere. And if you stay till the end of this session, I'm going to be making an announcement that you don't want to miss out. It's mouth watering, trust me. So please don't go, stay with us as I call on our very first speaker for today's edition, Mr. Kwazim. Please, sir, are you available?
Yeah, I'm very much available.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, sir. So the floor is yours. You can get started. Let's hear what you have to tell us about this topic.
Okay, I believe everybody can see me. Okay,
Very well.
so Let me share my screen now. I hope my screen too is visible.
Sorry, sir. Before you proceed, I think I don't know. I didn't properly introduce you, so permit me to reintroduce you again. Okay, so our very first speaker for this edition of our ICT Career Talk is Mr. Kwazim, and Mr. Kwazim is a senior product manager who has a BSc in electronics and computer engineering from the University of Lagos. He has over 20 years of work experience, which varies from HR to information technology to e-banking and also agriculture. He also has 17 years of experience this period with First Bank of Nigeria and a lot of things. He has worked in the fintech space. He has worked across various aspects as a product manager and has over 10 years of experience as a project manager and also a team leader. So please let's make welcome our first speaker for this ICT Career Talk. You can use the reaction emoji. Thank you. Please, sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Joy, for that introduction. So, first of all, just like you have said, today's topic is going to be exciting. I know that I have 25 minutes and then I have about 25 slides to go. So maybe I need to spend about 1 minute on each of the slide. So, but there are some slides that I'm going to spend some time on. Then there are some that I'm going to spend extra time on. So for us to start properly, I would like to, first of all, ask Gimba Baba to send his phone number to me. You can send it on this channel, and then he has won 5,000 naira airtime from me. I try to encourage people to be timely. Time management is one thing that is always my watchword. Except if I'm not going to be available for a meeting, I will not be available. And then if there is one thing that I've picked up along the line, is time management. Gimba joined this call exactly 12 p.m. Olaleye came in around 12:03, and then Irat joined by 12:04. So for Gimba joining first, he has won 5,000 naira airtime from me. So I just need his phone number, then that airtime will be sent to him. So that is on that side. Then two, Joy has actually introduced me, so there will not be need for me to do that introduction all over again. But part of what I'll be sharing with you here today is going to be mostly my own personal experience, what I've gained, at least in the last over 20 years of my own work experience. So that is what is going to drive our discussion today. Just like Joy also said, let's note our questions. Then we are going to be answering them at the end of the presentation. So first of all, this is what is going to guide this discussion. So I'm going to take us on history. Of course, we are going to go back memory lane. Of course, we will introduce the theme of today's discussion. Then we look at opportunities and then challenges. Then we look at some real life case study. Then, of course, I want to believe most people that will be on this call is either they are students or maybe they are just out of school, and then probably some of them still want to study further. So I will be taking us through some of the education and skills that you need to probably get, and then of course look into the future of AI in workplace, and then of course some call to action. So the first thing that I'll do here is I'll start with this quote. It might be alarming to see this, to say most technological advancement leads to job loss. It's a fact. It is not a theory. Once there is technology advancement in any area of life endeavor, there is bound to be a job loss. So, but there's a caveat to this, and the caveat is jobs are also created. So when you lose, you get a job created. So it is possible that you lose more and you gain less, or you lose more and you created more. So it is a function of you preparing yourself for the raining days. So make sure that you are well placed to take advantage of anything that life throws at you. So taking us back, I want you to look at this screen. I want you to go to your chat box. If you can give me all the names of these items, 1 to 7. I know that some of us we might not have used this before, so it is possible that we read about it, but I just want us to look at this picture quickly. The next 30 seconds, just list and give me the names of these items. And then also, if you can just give me maybe the name of one job role that you think usually use most of these items, maybe just one person. I mean, just one job role that uses this. Just quickly give me those names in the chat box. So let's quickly do that. 30 seconds. If you know all these names, just put them 1 to 7. I know some of us we did not meet all these things. Okay, I can see somebody said typewriter, telephone, short handwriting. 1 to 7 mostly computer operators. Okay. Okay. That's just one. So can we try to go further? Adigun says typewriter and telephone. Okay, telephone, customer service. Okay. 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 I think we've tried. So in order not to waste so much of our time, and then in order to drive home the topic of today, all these items that you have here, they were all technological advancements at the time that they were being used. The first one is a typewriter, and I remember very well. I used this typewriter. And I know that for you to use typewriter, you have to, you need to have a lot of energy because you need to punch hard. You need to punch hard because if you don't punch hard, the letter that you want to write is not going to show on the paper. So next to that is what I call a tape recorder. That's a tape recorder. The third one on that list is a fax machine, not a telephone. It's a fax machine. You can see paper there. So it has a keyboard and then it has a something that look like a answer. But that is a fax machine. Then number 4 is a shorthand code. Number 5, you see there is a correcting fluid. Then number 6 there is a carbon paper. And then number 7 is a diary. So all these things today has been reduced to just only one thing. All this has been reduced to just only one thing. Then it has been reduced to this. And then if you look at it critically, a typewriter, there's a company that is making it. There are technicians that is working on it. A tape recorder, of course, we have technicians that work on it. We have people that are producing it. Fax machine is a very big industry. Then we have people working there. What you have there is a correcting fluid. So if you make a mistake while typing, you can actually use that to just erase what you have written and you retype it. And then of course that shorthand code is something that probably the millennial use to come up with this SMS. IDK, I don't know, BRB, be right back. So this must have been, and then of course the diary. Some of us probably till today we are still using this. But all these things, if you look at it critically, it has been reduced to just only one item, which is this tablet that you are seeing. So what this is telling us is that a whole lot of job has been lost here. Probably 7 jobs. Let's just say on the face value of what we are seeing here, 7 jobs has been lost here. Then we have just only 1 job or two jobs here that has been created. And that's 2 jobs, of course, as at the time it is created, it is possible that people need to learn new things for them to be able to use it. So in essence, what I'm saying is, okay, this is just to give you answers to those questions. So all these items in those days is either you are a secretary, or is either you are a journalist, or you are a reporter. That is when you can use all these items. So when you are saying career for these people, then you can see you will start from a typist. From a typist, you go to a secretary, from a secretary to probably executive secretary, from there to confidential secretary, and then personal secretary. But I don't know if there is any company today that is still employing people to be secretary, because everybody can use their PC to do whatever that they want to do. But all of these things today has been combined into one job role. And then, of course, if I can say, they have been able to funkify it, and they call it a personal assistant. So if you are a personal assistant today, so all what you just need is just your tab and your phone. You want to take your boss meetings when he's going to go to wherever he wants to type something out. You need to do a fax, which you can do by, of course, email now. Just scan and then you are done. So having laid this foundation, I want us to just take a step back to see this as the reality today with AI, because there are a whole lot of jobs that is going to be lost, and there are new ones that is going to be created. And then we need to make sure that we are prepared for that. So coming to the topic of today, what is a career? A career is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of person's life. If you are a typist, probably you do it for like 5 years, move to secretary, you spend another 5 years, you go to executive secretary, you spend 10 years from there to then before you get to personal assistant, you have spent 30 years of your life. So the bottom line here is that whatever that you want to be your career is something that should be able to sustain you for that long period of time. I know that in Nigeria, you have 60 years retirement age, or probably you have spent 35 years in service. So that is a career for you, and then it comes with opportunities for progress. If you are in a job that you are going to be in one position for life, it is no longer a career. If you are a organizer, for example, you can only be a organizer. Though to an extent, it is something that brings money, it's something that brings food to the table. But when we are talking about career, we are talking about something that brings about progress and then opportunities. Then AI. AI is just an object, or maybe a physical item, or maybe a virtual item somewhere that is behaving like a human being. That is what AI is all about. But AI cannot stand on its own, because whatever that you are giving to AI today, it was all man-made. Somebody sat down and wrote those programs to make them to behave that they are. So I've heard the discussion that people are saying AI will take over the world later, blah blah. It is all a fallacy. So let's just keep it as simple as what it is. Then a workplace. What is a workplace? Like this place that I'm sitting down here, this is my own workplace. It is either a physical location or a virtual location. That is why it is in that bracket. So a workplace does not necessarily mean an office. If you have noticed on Zoom, you see Zoom workplace, Google workplace, Amazon workplace. So that is your workplace. So, but that place has to be somewhere that is conducive for you. It is somewhere that you go to every day to carry out your task. So that is why today, in terms of remote job, people don't actually care where you stay, and then all of that. So their own is that wherever you are is comfortable, and then are you able to deliver what we've asked you to what we've asked you to deliver. So that is what's the workplace. So bringing all this together is what we are going to be discussing today. So, but at the center of this is AI. So why do we need to worry about AI? Why? What is the buzz about AI? So 2025, I think January 7th, World Economic Forum, they released a report about the future of work. And it's about 290 pages. I think they did a interview, they did a survey, they did workshop, and they interview 1,000 top employers, and then two employees too, and they came up that by 2030, 86 of business anticipate that AI is going to take over their operations. 86%. That is huge. In that same report, 92 million jobs is going to be lost. 92 million jobs will be lost. But interestingly, 170 million jobs is going to be created. So if you are a cashier and you are on this call, just know that your job is on the line. If you are a ticket clerk, if you are an admin assistant, just know that your job is on the line. If you work in a bank as a teller, just be saying bye-bye. Entry clerk, just know that your job is on the line. But if you want to prepare yourself for the future, you need to be looking at anything that has to do with AI, anything that has to do with climate change, alternative, energy, environment. Those are the places that our jobs are going to be created. So there's a link here that you can click to see this full report. And then PwC, that's Price Water Cooper, also said $15.7 trillion is going to be, it's going to be contribution of AI to the economy by 2030. 2030 is just 5 years away. So we need to make sure that we prepare for these impending changes. And then, of course, there are opportunities in AI. Of course, it's going to increase efficiency. Well, maybe at this point, I need to make a confession. These slides that you are seeing here was made using AI. And it took me about a day or two to do this. Normally, before probably I'll be using one week to do this. But even though AI is being used, but most of course, you need to know how to use it. Of course, don't rely on AI to give you everything verbatim. There are things that are going to be out there that are wrong. So you need to read through and make some corrections. So it's going to increase efficiency. And then, of course, it's going to enhance decision making. Of course, we will get to some of those decision making later. The new job roles, of course, there are new job roles that are going to be created. You will be seeing things like prompt engineer, AI, we call it AI trainer. A whole lot of people are translating from one language to another, from English to Yoruba to Igbo to So those are the new roles that are going to be created. And then personalization. So you can actually make sure that whatever AI is personalized to you. So it makes you do it in such a way that it recognizes you. If you go to ChatGPT now, if you have been using it and you go to ChatGPT now to say it should tell you the kind of person that you are, you will be amazed what it's going to tell you. Because the way you go to ChatGPT and you ask questions, so he has been using that to personalize you. So sometimes when you go there to ask questions, it will be able to say okay, is this the same person that has been coming? Probably I've been going there to ask for information on tech, for example. And then suddenly I went there to go and look for information on farm management. So there is possibility that this has changed. If you have personalized it, it's going to ask you again, am I sure I'm talking to Kwazin? If you said yes, okay, you'll go ahead. If not, you stop there. So those are the things opportunities that are available. Then to the challenges too, of course, there is going to be workforce displacement. People are going to be displaced. Skill gaps, there are going to be skill gaps, and this is where you guys come in. All these gaps that are going to be created, you are going to fill in those gaps. If you are a data analyst, this is the time for you. If you are a programmer, try to go from just being using Python. Then how do I use that to program for AI? And then how do I do so many other things? Then of course ethical concerns. I remember 2001 when I had my first email address, at yahoo.com. That was the only thing that I know Yahoo for, send emails. Until recently, we start hearing Yahoo, and then, all of that. The same way, AI is meant for ethical things, but don't rule out the fact that people are going to be using it in the other way too. So you have to look out for some of those challenges. And then the cost of implementation, of course, at first, is going to be high. It's going to be very, very high. But with time, with so many people coming into that space, the cost is going to be, driven down. But I have spoken to so many people, and so many people have come to my DM. They've asked me, "Okay, this AI that you are talking about, how do I start? Okay, I want to use it. They are aloof. They don't even know where to start." And that is where we come in. You can advise them. You have somebody that's, you have somebody that's all it does for you is to respond to email every day. So there is a way you can train your AI to look at some emails that when those email comes, you have what we call a canned image. Canned messages. Can go to those canned messages and send on your behalf without having to rely on somebody to start typing. So this is the time for us to key into some of these things that we are talking about. So these are some of real life, case. Of course, I talked about email. Email automation just now. You don't need to employ somebody to be responding to mail. You can have email automation to your services. So when somebody inquire, about a program, you can go to that, bring out the program, give the detail, the costing, and then everything. While you are sleeping, somebody send an email to you in US, you are sleeping there. Then somebody has responded. So the same way the chat bot to that is for your customer support. That also is a real life case studies that we can use. And a whole lot of people are cashing out on some of these things, and we need to key into some of these things. Of course, AI meeting companion. I'm sure that on this call, AI is with us. Immediately we finish this presentation, I'm sure that there is going to be a summary of everything that we have done here. If there is one thing that I've learned is that if you are a project manager, one of the things that you do most of the time is a meeting, and you need to write minutes of meeting. You need to look at action items, who is going to do what, and then it takes a whole lot of your time. So with this meeting companion, you don't need to do that. Once you finish, it gives you the summary, the detail, who is doing what, the action items, all at once, immediately. So, so these are some of the things that we need to. Okay, so these are some of the things that we need to get prepared for. So for us to prepare for AI in workplaces, of course, there is need for us to upskill. We need to move from the stage that we are to another stage. And then, of course, if you have AI experience now, there is need for you to reskill. Of course, we need to take care of the ethics of the training. So don't use this for nefarious acts. Make sure that you use it the right way. Then the AI literacy, of course, just like financial literacy, we need to be talking to people about this every time, everywhere. We need to be talking about it. And then, of course, we should see AI as a collaborator and not as a competitor. So I remember in those days when ATM first came, and we deploy ATM, people refuse to use ATM. They will still come into the branching back. They want to collect money. They want to talk to, human being. In case probably you give me money that is not complete, I can, complain. But then over time, they start to trust the ATM. So the same way, we need to see AI as a collaborator and not as competitor. So if you are looking at AI, these are some of the things that you can think AI to be: artificial intelligence, cybernetics, problem solving, machine learning, and all of that. So is AI, is it hard? I'm not going to sit down here and tell you that it's going to be easy. It is not. This was a message somebody sent to me. I was in one cyber security group, and then he said he has tried everything possible to learn anything that has to do with computer, but he's always finding it very difficult. Yes, we have people like this. So if you are that person, so I'm just encouraging you. This guy here, Johnson, is one of the best in the group now, because he tries to go extra mile to make sure that, yes, he's able to get this. So if you are on this call and you think that AI is hard, yes, it's hard, but it is something that is you can summon. So it's not a something that you cannot, you cannot overcome. You just need to motivate yourself to do this. And then, of course, these are some of the education and skills that you need. Of course, it's not compulsory for you to have a university education, but preferably in the world of today, you need to have a university or a college education. And then, of course, these are some of the courses that you can do. But that does not mean if you have BSc, Yoruba, BNG, psychology, whatever, you cannot go into tech. I've seen people that read English, that read fishery, and they are doing very fine when it comes to tech. So whatever you can get, so let's get our hands dirty. Of course, in terms of technical skill, programming skills, mathematics and statistics is very key. Data analysis, deep learning, these are some of the skills. And then of course, you cannot run away from soft skills. Problem solving, communication is very key. And then you need to be able to work within a team. And then two, AI is a very wide area. You need to find a way to specialize in a certain domain. If it is finance, if it is health, oil and gas, construction. So try to be specific with your professional skill. And then these are some of the AI job roles that we have out there: machine learning engineers, data scientists, AI ethicists, then AI product manager. If you're a product manager here, then you need to go and be learning how you can use AI to do that. Then there is AI project manager too. So you need to start doing all of that. Then AI consultant and all of that, AI tester. There are a whole lot of people that read Yoruba that are transcribing from English to Yoruba, English to Igbo, English to Hausa. So there is no knowledge that is lost. So the future of AI in workplace is so bright. It's going to increase productivity, personalized experience, hybrid workplace, and then of course it's going to be inclusive environment. So these are some of the tools: ChatGPT, Grammarly. Before now, in a workplace, when you want to send out an email or probably a memo, by the time you finish writing memo, you call somebody to come and to read through it. So, but these days with this Grammarly, you don't need all of that. But then all of them still need to need some level of training. So these are some of the tools that you can just go through, and then of course try to make sure that you familiarize yourself with some of them. Canva, you want to make a slide, of course. If you want to do Excel, there are some calculations that you want to do with this AI. You are good to go. So that is just some of those things. So that is that. Then you need to take action today. If you are on this call, if you are an employee, an employer, if you are a policy maker, and then you are a student. So you need to take action. And the only way you can take action is by talking to Bincom. Invest in yourself. Talk to Bincom Academy for you to learn. And then if you don't know where to start, talk to Bincom Dev Center. They will guide you on what to do and how to go about it. So this is my parting shot. AI will not cause you to lose your job, but the people in your field that embraces AI will. So if you don't embrace AI, people that knows how to use AI is going to take your job. So it is not AI that made you to lose your job because you refuse to move with time. So thank you for listening. If you have questions, then we'll go into it. So, Joy?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much, Mr. Kwazim, for that lovely presentation. I mean, it was really packed with a lot of information, and I'm sure everyone here must have taken note of one or two things. Okay, so I was going to call the second speaker for today, but I can't really I can't really find him on the call right now. I think I'll just follow up. So maybe we'll just go to the questions. Okay, please, if you have any question, you can drop them in the chat. Okay, so before we take the questions, I'll be introducing the Global Tech Program to you. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the Bincom Global Tech Program, and it is your solution to launch your tech career globally. This program is typically 3 months to 2 years, and our focus is on three key pillars, which is learning skill, gaining experience, and gaining exposure. So if you're here and you're interested in learning a new tech skill, you're interested in gaining experience, that's learning on the job, and also getting exposure for that particular niche or skill, then the Global Tech Program is your go-to. This particular program has for learning tech skills, we have individual customized learning paths. We also have mentors and facilitators at every skill level. So we have for gaining experience, you have opportunities to work on real life projects as you grow, opportunity for you to intern, opportunity for you to become an apprentice, and also build your resume with clients at every skill level. And in gaining exposure, we have opportunities for international career packaging and placements, guided access to international tech ecosystem, and also an opportunity for you to work with global startups and corporations. We have different knowledge tracks ranging from data science to DevOps to UI UX, graphics design, project management, service management, and product management. We also have business analysis as well. We have quality assurance and automation testing, back end courses, digital marketing, and front end courses, as well as mobile apps. So if you're interested in this particular program, please do well to watch out for the link in the chat. Okay, so and then also to if you're joining us, I also like to inform you about the Bincom Hackathon that is coming up. So let me share my screen. Okay, so on the 21st of March 2025, we're going to be having the Bincom Hackathon, Hacking Gen AI 3.0. You'll have an opportunity to build the next big thing with generative AI in 24 hours or less. So if you're interested in being a part of this hackathon, please also watch out for the registration link in the chat. You can participate as a participant, a judge, or an observer. So please, this is open to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're into tech or not, you have an opportunity to play a part in this hackathon. So please do well to register for the hackathon. Thank you. All right, so we'll go on to the Q&A session now. Does anyone have any question? Please do well to raise your hand and I'll call you to ask your question. Okay, Harriet, please can you take this Q&A session? Hello, Harriet, are you there?
Is anybody there? Hello?
Yes, I think Joy's network went out.
Okay.
Thank you for that. So I'm trying to connect. Just a moment, please. Apologies, everyone. Just a moment.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, you're back.
Yes.
Yes, you're
Okay, so
audible.
sorry about the technical glitch. So I was asking if anyone has any question. My chat has cleared up, so I can't see if anyone drops in the chat. Okay, so Mr. Kwazim, I have one question I would like to ask, and the question is, with the whole trend of AI and everything that AI has to offer, how is AI really improving collaboration among teams, especially hybrid work teams? I can understand that it's very seamless with remote teams, but how do we or how is this improving collaboration among hybrid work environments?
Okay. Just like I said in my presentation, that there's a particular section there that talk about inclusive environment. Inclusive environment is now emphasizing an environment whereby you have human being, then you have robots cohabiting under the same environment. Probably you have an office. It is possible that at the front desk, what you now have is a robot, whereby if you want to go to the 10th floor or 7th floor, you just need to push a button, and then you have a tally number, and then you go to the floor that you are that you want to go to. But those robots will be able to work if there are no sabotage, because if somebody somewhere is feeling threatened by those robots out there, somebody can go somewhere, then just unplug something, and then everything goes down. So that was why I said we should see robots as a collaborator. They are not our competitors. So if you are a front desk now and you lose your job to robots, or you are seeing it now that if I'm a bank teller, there is possibility that I'm going to lose my job to AI. So it is now time for you to start learning new things, to say, okay, how can I work better at a back office? So that is where collaboration comes in. So you need to be seeing it as it is a challenge for you. It is an opportunity that is being presented for you to learn and unlearn, skill and reskill. And that is the only way. That is the only way there can be that synergy between AI and then human being in a workplace. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, very well, sir. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so I also have another question, and my question is, based on your experience, what is the biggest lesson you think organizations should know before implementing AI in their organization?
Okay. Unfortunately, um, the reports of the WF have not been able to actually go through the 240 pages, but from the summary that ChatGPT, it was very clear. It was very clear that yes, organizations they want to do this, just like I said, but they don't know where to start. They don't know, so they are confused. And the point at which we are now is that everybody is just waiting. It's a waiting game. I hope I can share my screen. I have a kind of automation that I have done for myself. If there is a regular emails that you send to me, I have an automation that I have done that is going to respond to you without me even being there. So companies can start with that. If you have, if you are into service industry, people calls you for event planning. They want to know how much you charge for a hall or something. All these things is something that you can automate. You don't need somebody to start calling you. Once they send email or they make a call, an AI is at the other end, trying to respond. So to answer your question correctly, the main challenge that I've seen, which is with every new innovation, is that at first, everybody is confused. Nobody even know where to go. And that is why AI literacy becomes the number one thing that at every position that we find ourselves, we need to be talking to people about AI for them to see the opportunities that are there. And the challenge is that if you don't move, you will be left behind. Recently, Nigeria has been doing much on the petroleum sector. Just spending so much money on petrol, where some other countries they have left petroleum. They are going into alternative, they are going into electric vehicles and all of that. So even though Nigeria too is trying to do some catch up, but what I see as the major issue is that at first like this, there is always confusion. They don't know where to go. How do I go? How do I do this? So, and then for us as the people to guide them, that is where AI literacy becomes the number one thing that we should be doing at this point in time. It is not how to make money. It is not how to, in quotes, how to exploit people. So that is the response to that question. I hope that is clear.
Yes, that's very clear, sir. Thank you very much for that feedback. Okay, so I do have another question I would like to ask, and it's regarding government's regulations and policy. And as we know that AI is growing and it's not stopping anytime soon, so do you foresee more
Hmm. I can't hear you.
That should be Joy's network, I think.
Yes, I think it's the network. But if I can peek into her mind, the question that she's trying to ask is the policies, government policies, and its effects on AI. So if I can peek into what she's trying to ask. So I'll say, like some people will say, after God, it is government. Yeah. So if government is not giving the right guide, if they are not pushing the right policy to assist, then it's going to be a bit difficult. I remember 2011, 2010, 2011, when CBN came up with this mobile money initiative then. No, mobile money initiative at that point, I can say here that it failed. It failed because it does not have a proper government backing. That was why it failed. But maybe after it failed and they went back into a session, CBN went back into session. I remember that I went to CBN at Abuja at some point to discuss some of these issues then. That was what brought about agent banking. Because when you are talking to people about mobile money, storing their money in a wallet, storing their money inside a phone or something, they cannot relate with. Can you be collecting money from people? Can people come here and save money with you? I remember at a point that we went to Benin. People were like, 419 people, they've come. Or they chase you away. No, I don't want any problem here. But with government backing, they supported the banks, they supported, of course, the fintech too came in. So you now go out there, you see POSs everywhere. So government backing, giving incentive, making sure that you don't stifle people is a way to encourage people to go into new areas. So for the AI, it's going to take some time before people get into this, but government can encourage, they can incentivize. Today, I can report to you that CAC, if you want to register now, CAC can give you, in fact, you can complete registration in 30 minutes now because AI has been part of their process. That one I can confirm to you because I have used it. NOA is one organization too that has imbibed AI. So if government parastatals can lead, it's going to encourage private sectors to come in. And then government should be able to incentivize. They need to make sure that they give backing to some of these policies, and those policies must have human face. Don't just dump a policy that you know that is not going to work. So that is what I think Joy is trying to ask.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. That was actually, sorry, I had a little technical glitch and I got kicked out. Thank you, Mr. Kwazim, for this beautiful session. Our second speaker, okay, so we have our second speaker here. I think we'll just proceed to um, calling our second speaker. Thank you, Mr. Daly, for taking out time to be a part of this session. So I'll just go ahead and introduce our second speaker. Our second speaker is Mr. Oladele, and he is a product lead growth designer, and he has led cross-functional teams and projects in the delivery of exceptional user experience. He has also helped in bridging the gap between people and technology and driving product performance growth through design. With extensive experience in user-facing environments across different geographical markets, he has explored business strategy and product growth through the worldview of a designer. So please let's make welcome Mr. Oladele to the floor. Please, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm just I don't know if you can see me. Okay, I think we are live now. Yeah, am I allowed to share my screen and present?
Yes, you are.
Okay, perfect. Let me just set up here. Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Okay, perfect. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oladile, as I was introduced. I work in products for a number of years now, going from design to marketing to development itself. And yeah, I'm here today to talk about AI in the modern tech workspace, what is the challenges available to us, and how we can best get the most out of AI in our day-to-day work and activity. Go on in the presentation. If you have questions, employees just write them down, maybe in the chats. I don't know how the moderator is handling them, but I'll be taking questions after the call. So yeah, feel free to ask. Starting with the definition of artificial intelligence, we'll go into it. I'm sure you've seen this icon. Can you see my cursor circling this icon? Yeah. Yeah, we've all seen this icon in so many applications and so many websites using to denote AI. I think it's a sign that AI is everywhere. But then to give just a definition of AI itself, it involves these machines and systems that can actually learn, reason, they can think, they can act, they can do things in a way that previously we would say it's a human or it requires some level of human intelligence to actually perform these actions that the systems are doing. So they solve problems, they make decisions based on the inputs they are given, and then they give us results. Previously, the best we had were systems that were based on logic, if else statements that the programmer had to work on the various permutations and combinations that were possible within the system, program it into the case, and then we make use of that. But with AI systems now, we have gone beyond the logic and if else statements to a scenario where you can actually teach or give new information, and systems are able to make contextual meaning of the current information, benchmark it against what they have previously, and then give you the new results by marrying the two, which is what we have. Examples of AI systems, ChatGPT seems to be the most famous being used. There's ChatGPT, there is Gemini or BARD, there is Claude, there is Perplexity, DeepSeek, Sora, pretty much dig into any field, be it writing, design, music, video, all of these fields, we have AI coming in. And the way the workspace is going now, it is actually very crucial that we understand how AI works, because it is actually shaping, and I'll say it's the future of technology and information. We'll go into details down the line. Next graph now. So the graph here shows investment in not the way they'll say, if you want answers, follow the money. So let's follow the money here now. If you compare the spending of AI in 2019 to spent in 2023, we've grown from less than a billion to upwards of a billion. Let's say 25 billion by 2023. It actually shows there is this increase in appetite for AI infused into everything. So we have this Gen AI systems now that can ingest information and then create totally new outputs, either as text, images, music, and all, based on the pattern of data that you have given to them. And this dramatic growth now, this 2023, I'm sure by the time we go to 2024, there's going to be an even sharper spike in the spending in AI, at least based on the signals that are being sent out by companies. And this illustrates the current market is about 391 billion, with a revenue of 100 billion being churned in. So that is a lot of zeros just from AI alone, and it's prevailing or going into every field itself. Now, going into the core of the conversation today, AI and the workplace opportunities. We're going to be starting with this particular quote from Mark Cuban that says AI, deep learning, machine learning, however you want to call it, if you don't understand it, you need to actually learn it, because otherwise, within 3 years, you're going to be obsolete. You're going to be a dinosaur. Like, everything is changing so fast. You need to actually get on board on the train, or you're going to be left behind in terms of doing this stuff. So you will be like the person that's still using a typewriter in their office for letters, whereas everybody else is on the laptop and the printer getting things done. So going to AI opportunity, it is no longer a futuristic concept. I would say 10 years ago, there was the talk of what's it going to look like. Excuse me. How is it going to be impacting our life? How is it going to change how it works? We are still thinking, dreaming it, but at the present moment, it's no longer a concept. It is the reality of us when it comes to AI. It's rapidly transforming the workplace, the way we work, how we interact. And in doing so, it's creating this new opportunities for growth, for expansion, for being more creative, for being more productive and efficient in what you're doing. We're going to be talking on 4 major areas of opportunities within the workspace where AI has actually made huge impact. First is the increase in efficiency and productivity at work of workers, of people, whether in the formal workplace or in manufacturing industries. Yeah, AI has its impact. Insights or how we are currently using AI to gain even deeper insights based on the data into making decisions. We're going to look into personalized experiences for customers, how companies are leveraging AI in this particular respect. And then finally into what is the outlook like in terms of innovation and new possibilities that exist when it comes to the use of AI. So start increase efficiency and productivity. So just to preface, I'm going to be seeing lots of within my discussion today. I think it's best to illustrate with numbers, kind of quantifies what it looks like versus just images. So yeah, in terms of increased efficiency and productivity, I tend to see AI, or I would say AI is your new superpowered colleague. Think of AI as this entity, as this super assistant that knows everything and is there at your fingertips to help you with work. From the daily mundane task that we have to do to the various repetitive things we do on a day-to-day basis, AI can come in to actually free us of all of these things. They really take our time, and then we're able to focus more time on the creative, strategic, really the 20% of the work that's going to bring out the 80% of the results is what we're able to focus on. If you look into the graph on the side now, just a survey of workplace improvement as a result of AI and people's attitudes to AI, the most people talk about is helps them to save time at work in terms of getting things done. They're able to focus on what is important to deliver on that 80%, sorry, the 20% that drives the 80%. People are more creative with AI, and so net, it makes the work more enjoyable. There is a scenario where you have to do something and you really do not know how to do it. Or if, for instance, you are a UX content writer and you have a writer's block in that moment, you can actually leverage on AI tools to help you brainstorm and generate ideas. As a software developer, for instance, now there are AI-powered code generation tools. I think GitHub Copilot, it's a good example. The second one I know that I forgot now, that they can actually automate the process of code writing. saving a lot of development time and effort when you can actually churn out a lot more good products. And then when you get to the testing bit of things, as a QA tester now, you're able to identify bugs easily and faster and resolve them. Vulnerability are pretty much highlighted faster with AI than if you go about it manually. Going into customer service, customer experience, for instance, now, there are chatbots that can handle customer inquiries really quickly, and it frees up agents. There's no use spending 10, 15 minutes or even 30 minutes as a person waiting on the call for a customer service person to answer you when you can speak to chatbots. And then the customer reps too do not have to spend time reciting things to you on a call and one person to one customer service. Whereas in the case of a chatbot in use, you can have up to 1 million people on just one chatbot and getting results out. So these are ways that AI can come in now as this assistant, as this colleague, as this entity, call it whatever you want, that can actually help you to really speed up your efficiency and productivity at work. We're going to next when it comes to the data-driven insights point of things. Up to the advent of AI, there's been a lot of data out there that we could not make use of. I remember when I was in marketing, we were using Google Analytics then. We had a whole lot of information, but it was only just about 1% of it that we were using to plan our marketing campaigns, to know what to do for personalization and things like that. But then with AI systems now, they're able to ingest huge volumes of data. It can pretty much put in the marketing data of your business for the past 10, 15, 20 years into an AI system. And within minutes, it's able to identify patterns and trends, and then give you this in-depth insights into how your business performance has been up to now, and even go as far as forecasting what future outcomes could look like. What are things that will lead to customer churn for your business in terms of those that are in manufacturing, identify points of failure, equipment failure in the future, how they can mitigate against these things. For market research, for instance, now you're able to analyze social media, news articles, several other data sources combined together, and you identify this emerging trends in things. A recent tool I just discovered is the Google Notebook LLM that you can feed in sources either from video, so YouTube videos, or any video online. You can put in books, a whole textbook, articles and all, and then just start asking it questions based on the data you have put in, and it gives you these answers. Previously, you'd have to sit down to watch the 1-hour video. You'd have to spend 1 week, 2 weeks reading the book, taking notes and all, but it's something that is now possible to get insights within seconds just from AI analyzing the data that I have given it. So this is actually a good, I would say, opportunity when it comes to getting all these insights and being able to use these insights to get more information about the customer behavior, marketing trend, sales performance, or whatever it is you're doing. Even if it's writing code, you get a lot of data from, a lot of insight by leveraging AI for data-driven analysis. The creation of personalized experiences from the data insights I have gathered. I was there as 5, 10 years ago. There was a case of in e-commerce where I worked, it was more of upselling, cross-selling, recommendation of products that are similar. I don't know if you have shopped online before, you would see this field that says you may also like, or you items that complement what you have purchased currently for you to buy. So we're in the age now of personalized experiences, not you may also like, but then the first item you're seeing is what you like. So take, for instance, as a customer, I like the color blue. Anytime I go shopping, I tell myself I'm not buying a blue shirt or blue top. But at the end of the day, when I get home, I find myself out of blue. So with AI personalization coming in now, the system already knows this is my color of preference. It gives me products that are based on my previous data. It's personalized product recommendations based on my preferences, my browsing history, information that's given it can now be used to tailor my experience. What this does for me as a person now, it reduces the time I would spend browsing through thousands of red or yellow or green shirts or green items I would not like to find the blue ones. And then as an organization, as a business also, it makes sure that the experience you're giving to your customers is actually top notch. As an individual for yourself, working whether in design, okay, say in design as an example, AI systems are able to actually tailor the designs you're creating to ensure that you have or you're meeting the target audience for your designing. I think a good one is the new AI learning platforms, Duolingo for language learning. Infusing AI into it, it's no more a one-size-fits-all learning approach where they expect everyone to watch 200 hours of videos within 1 week to get a course. But with new AI systems now, they're able to adapt to the pace of each person learning and then deliver this tailored, individualized learning experience for each person. A good example again is for the onboarding experience in organizations. It's no more a case of onboarding a designer or a software engineer, a medical person, taking them through the same onboarding process. With AI systems now, you can tailor onboarding experience for each person, giving each person the tools that they need for their work, not just a blanket sum of work. So, yeah, the specific roles and needs AI is able to cater to you based on this. So, this is a pretty much good use case of AI. And going into the what is in terms of new possibilities in the workplace at the moment now, AI is what is fueling this next wave of innovation, of open doors of possibilities of creativity, what we can do in the business itself. This new set of products that previously we did not think about, but now being done. I was playing with 11 Labs last week. What 11 Labs does is you can record 1 minute of your voice into it, and the system is able to create hundreds and thousands of hours of voice content, either music, either reading, whatever it is with voice. Creating instruction in the system can actually generate it for you based on just that 1 minute recording of random stuff that I've put in the system. These were things that previously we could not or we did not imagine was possible. If we look into healthcare, for instance, now, there is the rise in the AI-powered drug discovery, helping to accelerate the development of new treatment protocols for diseases. In manufacturing, there's a predictive maintenance systems that look at machines and help to optimize performance and really stretch the life cycle of the machine you're using. We've talked about personalized learning platforms where everything is tailored to how you learn at your pace. At this stage now, say a tool, as it were, is more of a catalyst for creating new products and services. Even if right now we say there is no more development of AI, what we have now is only what we're going to be using. It has really shaped the landscape of technology, and it will keep on shaping it as we keep remixing and inventing new things. It's going to bring out more and more opportunities for beyond what we can imagine at the moment. But then this is all well nice, sound positive. Now let's get into the challenges, because every opportunity comes the challenge itself. You just have to know how to leverage both to get what you want at it. There is the excuse me. There from Jeff Hinton that talks about how much to get more intelligent, and then they decide to take over, which is what we need to start worrying about to prevent it happening. It seems quite dystopian. It seems quite far-reaching, far off. But then there's some validity to it in terms of what could happen with AI. But that's not the focus for today. I'll say the most AI is the students. Yeah, excuse me. Job displacement and reskilling. There's the talk of AI taking jobs, taking jobs from automation, also loss because there's AI. If you go into marketing, for instance, now content writers, ChatGPT can easily replace content writers within the system. The outputs that content writers would have done, ChatGPT can get it done in 1 hour, just giving it prompt. So this is a real concern. And then navigating this ever-changing job landscape, you need to pay attention to this. If you look at the infographic, it shows that out of 74 million jobs available, 58 million are impacted by AI. That's the 79% of it for women, and then for men, 58% is impacted by AI. When looking at this statistics now, it paints a very grim prospect. It paints a picture of 79% of women going out of job because of AI coming to workspace, and then 50% of going out of jobs. But then it's not all doom and gloom, because in as much as AI is automating some jobs, leading to displacement, it's also creating new jobs, new roles, new opportunities that would require AI human collaboration to make it work. Looking into the graph now, you can see from 2016 where we mapped it out to 2025, the yellow bar shows an increase in the job losses. But then by 2024, 2025, it's already plateauing out and stabilizing. But then in terms of jobs that are being created, you can see as of 2019, it was a par. But then as we go higher, by 2025 now, it's almost double new jobs are created versus the amount of jobs per loss, giving a net cost of the AI on the job space. So this is something we need to actually pay attention to. But then in order to leverage these new opportunities that are being created, there needs to be a focus on reskilling. You need to invest in reskilling, upskilling yourself, learning these new tools as they come. It's actually quite interesting because if there's a new term or a new opportunity that you don't understand, you can pretty much ask AI to teach you how to use AI to work. So the opportunities are boundless, I would say. There are initiatives, some companies are going as far as organizing workshops, learning programs to train their staff in terms of use of AI within the business itself. So it's not all doom and gloom, like I said. It's what we're focusing on to leverage this opportunity. Another challenge is the case of data security and data privacy. We talked previously about the amount of data that AI can actually work with. If you look to the graph, as at 2025,
I never see a movie.
sorry about that. Yeah, 2025, let me start with just giving a landscape. So there is structured data and unstructured data. Structured data is what has been categorized, has been cleaned up, information has been verified and checked, and all. We can make use of it. We can actually train AI systems with this data. But then there's the unstructured, unfiltered data. It's huge. And the way the world is going, we keep generating more and more and more data. As of 2025, in terms of structured data, we have available for training and all about 15,000 exabytes. To put in perspective, 1 exabyte is 1 million terabytes. Now, this is the amount of data that is available out there that can potentially be used in training AI systems. And then this now comes with the problem of privacy and security, because imagine plugging in this 166,000 exabytes of unstructured data in training AI systems. There is going to be a lot of junk and garbage, potentially harmful content in there to train AI systems. And this brings to question of ethical AI development. For instance, in terms of privacy, your medical information of your doctor is something that is private to you. But if this is plugged into AI and used to train AI systems, it could very much be used against you. Security, for instance, now online security, offline security is going to be a potential risk if all of your data is put online for AI to have access and do as it pleases with it. You don't know who the bad actors are that are going after the data. So things that we need to pay close attention to in terms of privacy, security, and ethical development of AI. If you go now into ethical development itself now, making sure the use of AI is done responsibly. Things like bias, equity, equitability, fairness, accountability are all things that need to be considered about the ethics of AI, in training AI, in using AI, in leveraging AI in the workplace for yourself. Bias fairness is a very first one. So take, for instance, now a scenario where the AI system has been trained that in the field of nursing, as an example, it's men, it's females that are nurses every time, and the AI has learned that female are nurses. As a man that has now come to the nursing field, he's going to be discriminated against if an AI hiring algorithm has been trained on that false data. In terms of looking to demographics, if the AI systems have been trained that it's a particular race or a particular section of people are eligible for a particular opportunity erroneously, there's going to be that discrimination and unfairness in the answer that is being put out. Going to number 2 for transparency and explainability. At the moment now, the way these AI systems work, for some of them, we don't even know what goes on behind the curtain. We just know we plug into content to the AI system and it throws out answer to us. How did they arrive at that answer? The answer it has given us now, what body of knowledge did it consult before giving us this answer? That is where transparency and explainability comes into play. So an example is a doctor that is using AI to diagnose their patients and to give treatment. The doctor needs to understand why the AI system has actually recommended this drug treatment regimen for the patient. Is it targeting a particular set of symptoms? Is it targeting underlying conditions that are not yet on the surface? Is it trying to predict something that can happen in future? Like, these are things that we need to be able to explain and be transparent about when in the use of AI. Privacy and data security, we've talked a lot about this one. AI relies on a lot of data, and privacy security is actually very important. I remember a case, I think it was late last year, I'm not sure now, when Meta released their smart glasses, and this developer pretty much reprogrammed it to include AI functionality in it. He took a walk in the street and went about face scanning. Just by looking at people's faces, within seconds, he's able to get every form of information available about each person: their name, their age, their date of birth, their addresses, any information pretty much that is online about the person. He's able to get it within seconds. And he's a total stranger to you. So this raises a lot of privacy and data security risk for individuals and for businesses as a whole. And then the final point on accountability and responsibility, it's who is responsible when the AI system makes a mistake. Say, for instance, in self-driving cars, you get a car, they tell you the car is full self-driving by AI. So yeah, you get in the driver's seat. You can actually control the car, but then you're relying on AI to drive. And then there is a car crash. There's an accident. People are injured. Who is responsible now in this case? Because you are the one sitting in the driver's seat. You could have controlled the car. You could have driven the car, but then you trusted AI. Are you the one responsible because you did not take control of the car? Or is it the manufacturer that is responsible because they built the AI that is flawed? Things like this need to actually be balanced out effectively when we're talking about the ethics of AI. There are several other scenarios that we can come up for each of these points, but just high-level view, these are things we need to pay attention to when talking about the ethics of AI. Creativity in our AI can actually become a liability. If you look at the graph now, a lot of marketing, a lot of industries are actually adopting AI in the workspace, from marketing to consulting. It's just a really bit of them. Marketing is actually the highest because it's a lot of Gen AI, about 35% using it. Healthcare is still catching up. But then the challenge now comes with inaccuracies in the data being generated. Say, for instance, the models now, they are prone to hallucination, fabricating information that does not even exist. And then what this means is one is misleading, it's inaccurate, and then it's a major risk for you as an individual organization. Think of a scenario where you're building a marketing campaign, and then you use your Gen AI to create copy or designs or whatever it is, and the information that I have put there from AI is wrong. Or as a developer, you're writing code and the code is flawed because there are vulnerabilities inside and you roll it out to people. Or a chatbot, like we talked before, customer service that is giving users wrong information about the product. These are issues that could come up when it comes to inaccuracies, and then your bid to become creative actually becomes a liability for you and you're held accountable. The impacts can be very far-reaching, from reputational damage to you as a person or to your organization, so the various legal and ethical concerns that can come into place. You could actually get sued for putting up information, or it could even lead to loss of life. A doctor, for instance, now that is relying on AI for treatment, and AI is posting, or AI is recommending a treatment regimen without taking into account that the patient has some form of allergy or underlying conditions that would lead to their death if they take the particular drug that is recommended. So these are things that we need to actually be very careful when leveraging AI in the workspace. Yes, there are issues, there are mitigating factors being put in place, but then we still need to pay close attention to it when using AI for ourselves. Now to the next, pretty much how we AI in the workplace. You remember the slide where we spoke about, where is it now? Yeah, this slide here now, AI creating more jobs, AI automating things and all. It's all well and good, that is nice. But then AI should not replace human beings in the workplace. AI, like we said in the beginning, is your super-powered colleague at work, your super-powered assistant, which is the role AI should play in the workplace, not entire replacement. So when it comes to things like critical thinking, brainstorming, looking for ideas, compositional solving, being creative when you have a roadblock, AI excels at things like this. But when it now comes to the emotional intelligence part of it, the final decision making, these are very crucial areas that the human involved in the conversation should take the driver's seat. You are the one pretty much giving instruction to the AI system, and then offers your ideas back by being imaginative, reasoning and deciding, and then respond to the feedback. It gives you concepts, you evaluate the ideas and all. But then the final decision on what to do ultimately rests on you as a human to ensure that whatever it is you are putting out there is actually factual, is actually correct, is actually useful. Workplace. This is not this new boom, this new growth of AI. It didn't just start in the 2000s or whatever it is. Going back to the 1960s, there was actually talk of AI, with symbolic AI being the talk of town then, like, yeah, what we can do is going to change technology, going to revolutionize this far back as 1960s. Excuse me. And then there was the AI winter. Everything just slumped and went down. And then there was this resurgence again in the 1970s up onto peak in 1980s and 1990s in creating expert systems that could work, that could get things done. This is when we're talking about the logics that we have before the if-else statement, booms in programming and everything. And then we see another slump in expert systems. But then there's now the rise of machine learning, where we are today, this third boom of machine learning. But then it now poses the question, where do we go from here? One thing we are sure of is that the future is intelligence. Like I said earlier on, even if development of AI stops at this question mark, the systems we have currently, if we keep using these ones and refining them, it has the potential to really, really change the course of humanity in ways that we did not imagine previously. The workplace will continue to evolve. As a person, you need to actually embrace this lifelong approach of learning, adapting, soaking more information, reaching out and learning new things and all, and have the optimistic outlook to it. AI, from now, it can actually keep increasing, and we see AI everywhere, in every system, in every organization, in every interaction can be AI driven. That is one way to go in the future. Another possibility for the future is that AI becomes irrelevant. It's still relevant, but then the momentum actually just slumps, and you see this. There is no more development. Is what we have currently now that we are stuck with, just remixing, refining what we have, or it could be that we enter into another AI winter, where machine learning pretty much plateaus or peaks at this point, and then we go down looking for where else we are going to. I know there is talk of artificial general intelligence, artificial consciousness. These are things that we think about. Then we really don't know, but what we know is right now, what we have in terms of AI are actually really beautiful, efficient, productivity-driven tools that can help in the workplace. With this quote from Catherine Gorman that AI holds immense promise for tackling some of the society's most pressing challenges, climate change to healthcare, disparities, inequalities, agriculture, feeding. There's so many things that AI can help in solving. As individuals in the workplace, you can actually use AI to solve challenges that have far-reaching positive consequences. The charge here now from high is to leverage AI responsibly to create a more equitable world. In our use of AI every day, we should not just think for ourselves. We should think beyond ourselves. How can I leverage this tool for good? Every tool that has been created since man has existed can actually be used for evil. The onus is on us now to actually make the responsible decision, to make the ethical decision that in as much as we are learning about AI, in as much as we are using AI in workplaces, we are actually using it responsibly, and we're using it as a force for good in everything we are doing. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time today. And if there are questions, I would now take questions.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Dele. That was really insightful and data driven. So, before we take the questions, I would like to invite you once again, everyone, to. So, let me just quickly share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, I'd like to invite you to the Bincom Dev Center hackathon coming up on the 21st of March 2025, Hacking Gen AI 3.0, and we are focusing on building the next big thing with generative AI in 24 hours or less. So if you're interested in being a part of this hackathon, please do well to register. For the hackathon. I'll be dropping the link, the registration link in the chat. So please do well to register. All right, thank you so much once again, Mr. Dele. That was really, really insightful. So I do we'll be moving on to the questions section. So we had already gone through questions for our first speaker, so we'll just take questions for this, and if you still have questions for the our first speaker, you can ask. Okay, so I have one question here for Mr. Dele, and he talked about keeping humans in the loop, and I'd like to ask, how do we balance AI with human intuition in making strategic business decisions?
Yeah, that's a good one. Because when you're talking about intuition, it's more of a human thing, and AI is more logical. I'll say it depends on the outcome you're going for. Business decisions, just give me a second. Yeah, so with AI, one thing you have done with AI is to actually plug in your data to give you more of data-driven results, data-driven outcomes from it. But then you go with your intuition that says this is the way to go. Personally, what I leverage on when I'm in situations like this is to go for an A/B testing. Test the data from the AI, test your intuition, and then see which one works out best for you. At the end of the day, like we said, the AI, in as much as AI systems can be accurate and all, they are prone to errors. And then your intuition also is not infallible. So if you have the opportunity, you can actually test both answers, your intuition and the AI answers. And if it's not available, you can do a 50-50 split if possible. 50% of what the AI is recommending, 50% of your intuition, and move forward. I think one thing to note here is when it comes to innovation and discovery, intuition played a very huge role in terms of innovation and invention, discovery back in the day. It used to be that they say, I'm looking for a good example of where intuition played a good role. Gravity now. Newton discovering gravity and all. We all knew if you jump up, you'll come down to earth and everything. But it took him being intuitive to actually go into experimenting and seeing what exactly is this thing, how am I measuring it versus ignoring just what the data is there. So it's going to be a balance of it too. Your intuition balanced with the AI for you to make that effective decision. And in some cases, you would need to actually break out of the regular, break out of the mold to be creative and get things done. But bottom line is, do not be afraid to make decisions. Do not be afraid to make a decision and fail. It's actually part of a learning experience. If you go with your intuition and it doesn't work out, it is fine. It doesn't mean next time you should not trust your intuition to do it because it might be right. But you just need to properly balance the two to ensure that you are getting the most out of the AI tools you are using in terms of where you are going to.
All right, that's a good one. Thank you so much for that. So you also mentioned about innovation and discovery, and as we all know, the investment in the whole AI industry. I'd like to ask, how can companies or organizations leverage on these AI-driven decisions as a competitive advantage in their industry?
Okay, so with AI now, regardless of the industry you are in, there are AI tools that can actually help you. So one, as an organization, as an individual, also one is to figure out what are these tools that would help my industry, that will help my organization to actually go forward. So for instance, 11 Labs I talked about previously, that is voice and audio and everything. Someone that is into the medical field and all might not get the most out of it. But if you go into Notebook LLM that helps with research, you would actually get a lot out of research with this particular tool. So figure out what tool works best for you. That is step one. Step two is more of how do I now use this tool? What is the goal I want to get out of this particular tool in using it? Knowing what the goal is, you need to frame it. I think being a designer, you need to frame from a design thinking point of view. You need to figure out what the problem is, understand what your problem is, what you want to get out of AI before using it, and then you start using it to get the most out of it. Now, in using it, there is the generic general market data that's available out there that everyone has access to. So myself using it, my organization using it, 1,000 other organizations are using the AI tool for that generic data. What makes you stand out now is infusing your own internal data into these tools to give you that edge. When you go into the business as an organization, you have a brand edge, you have a competitive advantage that you identified within the market space that you're playing in. what the AI tool does is to now help you take that your competitive advantage, marry it up with what every other person is doing out there to identify the opportunities, to identify the areas of growth for yourself that you can leverage on to improve on your business performance, or as a person individually to improve on yourself. So take, for instance, now the notebook LLM that I spoke about in doing research. I'm going to design in a particular field, or no, yeah, I'm going to design into a particular field, doing research in a particular field to work. Yeah, it tells me, oh, this is what is available in this field, this is what is done, blah, blah, blah. But then I know what I'm doing. I want to apply it in the Nigerian context, in Lagos specifically. What the AI tool would give me can be a solution that requires constant access to electricity or infrastructure. I know it's not something that is 100% guaranteed in Nigeria or in Lagos where I'm at. What I can then do is tweak the information for that to specify there is the option or there is the issue of power problems. How can I circumvent this as to get at the best solution for this? And then I'll talk about alternative means of power that even now solves beyond just the initial solution you're going for, getting more for yourself that gives that advantage. So by the time you're presenting your solution to your users, they are getting not just the ABC you're giving them, they are getting the XYZ also that competition is not giving them, which is where the advantage comes in for you.
All right, thank you so much for that answer. Hi, Mr. Kwazim. Do you have anything to contribute to that particular question, or any contribution from you?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. In my contribution to some of the questions that was asked is the first one that has to do with collaboration between AI and then the human, is the fact that just like we've all mentioned here that AI is logical, but in terms of the decision making, we don't leave it to AI. Human being has to do that. And I am a fan of a man in the in the loop approach. For example, like I said the other time, that I have an AI, automation that I've done. That if you send an email to me now, and then if that email has to do with something that I have automation for, it's going to pick it up and send a response. So for that response, what I have done is don't send it directly. Send it to me first. I'll look at it. If it is okay, I'll say go ahead. So what I'm doing as at that point in time is I'm training the AI. If there is anything that he wants to send out that is not 100% correct, I can use that period, probably 1 month, 2 months, to make those corrections, to make sure that it is perfect before I can say for this type of email, once you get it, send it. So then I'll move to the next stage. So that is how you train your own AI. And then, like I also said, there is a way you can personalize it. That if you have an email that is sent to you that has to do with what you have done in the past, the AI can be trained in such a way that okay, Kwazim is somebody that is more of a tech person than a farm manager. So that is a way to actually make sure that humans are within the loop until you are that satisfied. That is when you can now I mean, allow AI to do it on its own, but then it takes time for that to actually happen. So I think that is my contribution there. But the second question, I can't remember the second questions. If you can just quickly rephrase it, maybe I can just provide feedback.
Okay, yeah. So the question is, how can companies? He mentioned innovation and discovery. So I asked, how can companies leverage on these AI-driven decisions as a competitive advantage in their industry?
Okay. Like I said, also, we have tons of AI models out there, tons. And then if you look at the presentation that I also made to, I've tried to break it down into some domains. If you are looking for AI that is going to be health related, you need to be deliberate, about it. And what we have now is that people are now combining AIs. You take this, you take this, you take this, you find a way to put them together to come up with something else. So probably you have an AI that is for a copywriter. For example, you have one that is for a graphic designer. Then I want to publish a book that I need that, yes, I need I need images, I need text. So there's a way I can combine the two to leverage the two, put it together, and then come up with another AI that I can use to make sure that as a publisher, I can still leverage on those two AI to do whatever I want to do. And that cuts across several fields: oil and gas, tech, health, finance, banking, and all of that. Hello, George.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Kwazim. Thank you so much, Mr. Daly. This session was really, really insightful. Okay, please, our audience, do you have any more questions? Please, if you have any question, just raise your hand and I'll call you. Okay, so I'll take the silence as no questions. And I'm sure everything that has been taught here and shared here wouldn't just be us listening to it, it would be us implementing it and seeing that we can use it to improve our daily lives. So thank you everyone for joining us in this edition of our ICT Career Talk. And also take note that our ICT Career Talk happens every last Saturday of the month. So I want you to make a date with us in the next one. So it is clear that from our discussion that AI is not just a tool, it is also going to be a transformative force that is reshaping how we work, how we think, and how we create. So while the opportunities are immense, we've learned about some of the challenges, and this reminds us of the responsibility we bear to implement AI thoughtfully, ethically, and inclusively. So as well step out of this session, I want us to remember that the future of AI in the workplace isn't just about machines. It's about us. It's about how we as individuals, we as organizations learn to adapt and also collaborate with AI to make technology a force for good. So please do not let this stay with you alone. Do well to share it among your friends. Also, I would also going to drop the link to the live stream session, so those who were not able to join can still rewatch this session. It was really impactful. If you have more questions, you can also join our tech community so we can continue this conversation here. I'll also be dropping the slides used presented by our speakers today in our community. So please do well or make sure you're part of our tech community. I want to say a very big thank you to our speakers for sharing their expertise, and to you, our audience, for the engagement, for the curiosity. And then also, someone won a prize earlier for being the first person in this event. So if you want to win more prizes like that, I would love that we all join in early. So the next one might be you, it might be anybody. So please, let's keep a date in the next ICT Career Talk, and do not forget to register for the upcoming hackathon. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time to join us in this event. I would love to see you again in the next edition. Do have a lovely weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.